Okay. So, this is my first live. All right. This is scary, but I am doing this. Okay. So, I'm making this um live because somebody needs to hear this message. Okay. You're sitting around in the States and you are feeling defeated, right? You're feeling like you're tired. You're done with being surrounded by a bunch of noise all the time. You you don't want to fight anymore. You know that whole fight the power. Like back in the day when we were younger, we had the energy and things were not horrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were having a good time back then. It was all right. But now you're at the point where there's too much craziness and you want to fight for your peace. That's what you want to fight for. Okay. If that's you, then this message is for you. And one of the major things is that you've made the decision that you deserve better, right? You've made the decision that you no longer you no longer want to stay in the US bubble. You know you deserve better and you demand peace, right? There's a difference between thinking that, okay, it's all right, having peace is not that important because the funny thing is, some people thrive off of chaos, and you're not one of those people. You're really and truly over it, okay? So, if that's you, then this message is for you. But here's the thing, you've made the decision that you want to maybe not move abroad yet, but you want to at least take your first trip. You want to experience what it feels like not to be in the US because you're looking at a bunch of YouTube videos. My video may be one of the videos that you're looking at. You're looking at all of these people taking their trips overseas and, kind of, starting to live their best life. They'll take their first trip, maybe another trip. The next thing you know, they've packed up everything and they're moving. They're moving themselves and their families overseas because they know that they deserve a life of peace, right? They deserve a life of peace and that's it. They understand that life is not forever. We're here for a split second, to be honest. And we don't have that much time to 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 live our dreams, right? So if that's you, then stick around, right? You want to travel overseas, but you don't know where to go. You don't even know where to start. You're looking at these YouTube videos and it looks good, but you don't know where to start. You don't really understand what you really want, right? Um, and if that's you, I've been there, I feel you, and I'm here to help you, right? Okay, so let me introduce myself. If this is the first time you're looking at me, I'm Ronnie. I help Black men and women escape the states. Okay, I help them to get a clear vision of what it is they want, and then I help them take the steps towards taking their first trip or eventually moving overseas. I am a 10-year expat. I've been out of the States for 10 years. I've traveled to many countries. I've lived in different countries. And um, I want us to experience peace. And I want us to get away from all of the chaos going on. We deserve better. Okay. This is why I do what I do. Because in 2007, that's when I took my first trip overseas, and it was to Paris. Now, mind you, at that time, I was living in the States and I didn't have a problem with my life at all. I knew that I loved to travel and I would travel within the States, but and I never really wanted to travel overseas. It wasn't a thing to me because in my mind, I was living in the best country, and that's the truth. I was like, from New Jersey, and New York's right there, DC's right there, Florida, like everything is right here. And you have every nationality in the States anyway. So I was like, this is the best country ever. And the type of rhetoric that you hear, that you've been hearing from birth, right? Best country ever, best country ever. And we have no idea how embedded, how that message is so embedded in our minds and hearts. We have absolutely no idea. So I took my first trip and I was just thinking, all right, this would be cute, something different. That's it. And I swear it's like, whew, that first trip changed my life. What I learned, first of all, let me see. One of the lessons that I learned was that I wasn't allergic to apples. In the States, I thought I was allergic to apples because I would eat an apple and it's like my mouth would start to get itchy. I went over there and I ate everything under the sun. I ate fruits, apples, escargot. Of course, I had me some wine, the baguettes, just, the whole bit. And I've never tasted food that was so good before. The wine, there was something magical about that wine. Uh, and and I was there for 2 weeks. It was a 2-week trip, and I lost 10 pounds. How about that? If you're struggling with weight, um, taking a trip overseas might be something that you really wanna do because I lost 10 pounds. Well, I I discovered that I was in love with languages. That first trip taught me I was in love with languages. I'm hearing this French in my ear, and, um, and I was just in love with it. I was just watching people and the way that they dressed. I learned that I had to step up my game, my fashion game, big time. Just looking at the way that people would dress and the different colors, the way they would, put colors together, the way the clothes would fit them right. It was, it was actually amazing. So I learned so much. I learned that one of the biggest lessons I learned was that I've been lied to. I have been lied to. I learned that people actually enjoy their lunches, like, when they're working, right? They go to work, and then they have, like, an hour-long lunch, hour and a half long. People were just so relaxed. It wasn't like I didn't have to, um, be so masculine. I didn't have to have this masculine energy about me, right? I I was able to feel like a woman and be feminine for the first time ever in my life. That first trip taught me all of that. And so after that, I was like, oh, this is a part of my life now. This is what I have to do forever. And I hope my clients do the same thing. I want them to feel that feeling. Once you get out of the States, I call travel true education. Travel is real education because you don't have people talking in your ear lying, telling you this, that, and the next. You actually get to experience what life is like, how people actually will treat you, the food that you can eat and eat and eat, and you walk and you eat and you're enjoying in your life and you lose weight. This is what has happened to me continually overseas, right? Um, so What type of life do you want? What type of experience do you want to have? Do you even know? I think that it's important to know the type of life that you want, right? If you're in the States now and you're like, all right, it's time to go. I'm ready to take my first trip. What type of life do you want, right? And I've asked friends of mine and some of my clients, and it's funny how they really can't answer that question, right? Like, what do you want? And then there's silence. They don't know. Why don't they know? Overworked, tired, mm, just bombarded with a bunch of noise, right? Media, fear, that's a big one. I think I would say that that's number one. Dance with the devil, you know. And, that's not healthy because you deserve better. And I'm talking to the ones, I'm talking to you if you know you deserve better. You've made a decision. That I can't stress that enough. You've made a decision to explore life outside the states. You might not want to move, but you do want to at least experience what it feels like, not to, ugh, not to be stressed, not to feel sick all the time. You want to experience, some real food, non-GMO food. You want that, and you know that you deserve it. So if you're at that point, then congratulations, right? Um, so for my clients, I help them kind of get clear on what it is that they want, and we go through this exercise, right? My dream day exercise, and it's really intense and um yeah, we really get into it, right? From the time that they wake up. It's kind of like watching yourself, you close your eyes and you watch yourself in your mind like you're watching a movie. And we start from when you wake up, right? And I guide you through your experience. I ask you, where are you waking up? What do you see? What do you smell? How do you feel? Right? And we go, it's a process. So from the time they wake up until the time they go to bed, we go through this whole exercise. And by the time we're finished the exercise, they know what they enjoy, the type of weather they like, the type of activities they want to do. Uh, it's easier to narrow down the country that they might want to visit based on this exercise, right? The type of food they want to eat, the type of people they want to be around, all of that is discovered. Okay. So we get through the exercise and yeah, so after that, then we can kind of choose two countries that they might want to visit. So after that, I give my clients some tools to help them kind of narrow down the one country that they want to visit. Okay. And I want to give you those tools. So get a pen and paper and write this down. Okay. So one of those tools is numbeo.com. So it's numbeo.com. Okay. And this is a big cost of living database, right? So you can get the prices for rent. You can look at what your groceries might cost, the cost for restaurants, and much more. So that's a website that you can check out. Okay. The earthawaits.com. The earthawaits.com. And I'll have all of these linked in the description. But this site, it lets you filter potential destinations based on your monthly budget, right? Um, the type of weather that you like, you can check that out. The type of safety, if you want to go someplace that's really safe, That's important for us, right? Safety, internet speed, if you work online, you wanna know all that information. And, it's fantastic for actually getting the numbers together, right? It's kind of like matching the numbers and um, what it would cost to take a trip. And it's usually shocking, right? Because you think that you don't have a lot of money, but you don't understand that, at least for now, the dollar's still strong. The dollar's still strong. So it's time to take that trip, right? Ugh. All right. So another tool is livingcost.org. All right. Now for the earth awaits, let me just spell it out. THEARTHAWAITS.com. All right, that's for the earth awaits. The next is livingcost.org. livingcost.org. Okay. So this is another easy to read site where you can check out the cost of living, and you can compare. Um, you can compare the cost of living from where you are to where you want to visit, and this is helpful for first-time travelers. The next one is movehub.com. All right, movehub.com, and you can compare global destinations for moving abroad. Let's say you're thinking about, all right, I might want to move to Thailand or somewhere. Um, and this will include like visa requirements that you would need, housing, the cost of living, etc. So these are just some sites for you to go and just see the numbers, see how much money that you would save, even just taking a trip. See how much you're paying for food in the States versus what you would pay for food in Thailand or Vietnam or Panama or somewhere else, right? Okay. Another site is now, for those of you who are like, how do I pay for this? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I do have to talk about trusted house sitters, okay? Because I'm a house sitter and trusted house sitter is what changed my life. It makes travel possible, okay? If you don't have a whole lot of money, trusted house sitters. And what this is, it's a site that connects travelers and pet lovers. All right. So you go on this site, whatever pet you want to care for a homeowner, and you choose, right? You can choose a dog. I love dogs, right? Cats, I'm allergic to. But if you're a cat lover, if you love birds, you can get a house sit where you're just taking care of birds. It's rare. They do have house sits without pets, but it's rare. Okay. It's rare that they have that. But you stay in someone's home and you take care of their pet for free. So put it like this. It's like you've traveled before, right? Even within the States and you've stayed in the Airbnb, right? Now just imagine that mm, the owner of the Airbnb has a pet and it's your favorite pet, whatever your favorite pet is. Let's just say it's a cat. And the owner says, "You know what? You don't have to pay this bill." Let's say you're staying at the Airbnb for 2 weeks and the cost is 3,000 something dollars. The owner tells you, you don't have to pay that. 3,000, let's wipe it. You can stay here for free if you take care of my cat. Would you do it? If the answer is yes, then look into trusted house sitters. Okay. In the description, I'll have a link to my affiliate link, right? You can click on my affiliate link And feel free to also, look in the comments. Look in the comments and ask some questions. Like, let me know if you have any questions, if you want more information on trusted house sitters, then contact me. Um, and you receive a 20% discount. All right. If you do sign up, you'll receive a 20% discount. And they have three plans, but I just have the basic, right? And the basic is 129, right? So it's 20% off 129 and it's unlimited house sits globally. So this opens you up to the world. Let's say you want to travel to Mexico and you're stressed about money. You can find pet sits in Mexico. You can find pet sits in South America. You can find pet sits everywhere. If you want to go to Europe, which is, kind of expensive, they have a lot of pet sits in Europe. Okay? All over the globe. So it's a way for you to travel. You only pay for the flight, right? And of course, you always want to have extra money with you. But what I'm saying is, what will cost you the most, you don't have to worry about through pet sitting. It's fabulous. Okay, I'm gonna get off that. All right. So we talked about. I gave you some tools so that you can look at how it will actually be affordable for you, right? You can put your budget, look at your budget, and kind of look at your lifestyle and how it would like work together. But if you have questions on what we just talked about, um, if you have questions about visas and how that works, if you want clarity on your non-negotiables. Now, what non-negotiables are is what you must have in order for you to enjoy your trip. Okay, non-negotiables. Like for me, my non-negotiables. One of them is the weather. I can't be in extra hot weather. I went to Thailand to meet my brother. There's a video I made on that, and I fried from the outside in and inside out. I had no idea. I knew it was hot, but I never experienced that type of heat, and it kind of ruined my trip. Okay, it didn't ruin it, but it ruined it because I'm the type of person I love to be outside. I have to walk. I have to be out. That's just how I am. And it's like 11, 12, 1 in the morning. It was still boiling outside. Now, will I go back to Thailand? Yes. But now I know that I'll go somewhere like Chiang Mai because I was in Pattaya before. And I'll go to Chiang Mai and I'll go there during a certain period, right? Like, I think October, November. Like, I'll go around that time where the temperature's like in the 60s, 70s. It's decent. I can like breathe. I can be outside. It's hot, but it's not boiling hot. I can't deal with the heat. I can't deal with it. So weather's a thing. It has to be. I have to be in an environment that is comfortable. The weather's decent for me. I have to be somewhere with real food because I'm not with that GMO nonsense. Health is very important to me. We're getting older. I'm getting older, and I don't have time to eat fake food. Okay? But that's where all of this cancer is coming from, and I'm just not with it. I want to eat food that heals my body. That's a thing. So, yeah, so that's what the non-negotiables are all about. Um, and if you are sitting there and you're like, I really, it's like what's my perfect day or what's my dream day? I really can't I don't really don't know. You sit there and you try to think about it, but you really can't answer that question. Like, I don't know what my dream day is. I don't even know. I don't know where to start with that. Okay. So if that's you, then I invite you to work with me. Okay. So I have a Go Where You Glow one-on-one coaching session. So in the description, I'll have a link in the description. You can click on my Calendly link, and it's an hour-long session. And what we do is get clear on your dream day. All right. You'll get a clear vision of what your dream day is. Trust me, at by the end of the session, you will know you're gonna feel fantastic, first of all, right? Because through this exercise, it's like you live your perfect day. You actually experience it. You experience your perfect day in your head and in your body. So after that experience, after that exercise, you are going to feel fantastic. After that, we narrow down 2 countries based on the vision exercise. So we narrowed down to 2 countries, and then we looked at some tools. We'll look at some tools to see where you are as far as your budget and your lifestyle, and, from that, we will narrow it down to 1 country that you're gonna visit within a short period of time, okay? We'll look at the visa options. We'll go into that together. And we'll talk about your non-negotiables as far as what would make your trip fabulous. And then we will create an action plan so that you can go where you glow fast. Okay. We'll get you from where you are today to that dream day. That's the whole point of it, right? You're here, and we're going to get you to experiencing your dream day over here. Okay. Yeah. So that's about it. So feel free to contact me. Um, Click the link in the description if you want to work together. I invite you to work with me. And yeah, I'm sending you lots of love. I'm sending you courage. I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you uh, love, right? And and that's about it. So thank you for watching this. Click the link in the description if you want to work together and enjoy the rest of your day. And I encourage you to please, life is short. And I also have to mention this, I'm talking to those of you whose spiritual eye is open. We're living in times of revelation, right? And so we don't have all the time in the world to experience our dream life. We just don't have it, right? You have today. And you know in your heart that you deserve peace, right? But you have to work towards it. It's not just going to come to you. And if you are ready, then congratulations. Click the link in the description. Check out those websites, and they'll also be in the description too. So you click on the links. And yeah, I encourage you to go where you glow. Get that peace in your life that you deserve. All right, sending you lots of love. Talk soon. Bye.